Welcome back, everybody, to the KPLS show. Sitting here with your host, Kungfu Panda, and other host,
Landshark, your cryptid killer. How y'all doing?
How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. Glad to see you back,
my man.
So, we got a lot going on today, and I want to go off and say something first. I still haven't heard a reply from a very big giant, and I think it's because he got a little voice and is scared to talk to me. So I just want to say that again. Big Jake, disappointed I didn't get that reply back.
Yeah, so if y'all watched our last show, you know that there was a challenge that was laid down. It's yet to be answered. We'll see how that goes. But it's out there. And I know Jake, I'm kind of the mediator right now. I know Big Jake has seen it. So, hey, we'll go from there and see what's going on. See if it happens. See what Big Jake, if he has a reply.
We'll see how big the balls on this giant really is.
Does he have a reply? Does he let it go by? We'll see. We'll know when time comes. Other than that, my man, we got a pretty good show in store for y'all today. Yep. We're just sitting and chopping it up. If you'll notice, we got I'm rocking the Punisher hat today because behind y'all, we went to a little old school. I know if you remember us on Spotify, when we didn't have a whole lot going on, we'd sit and do our videos and watch a movie. So today we're going to talk about training.
Yep.
We're going to talk about prepping. We're going to talk about gun work.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some horror movie protagonists.
Yep.
Woo. Landshark's not also been hitting the gym and doing some training. Been doing some reading. You heard that. That's a big word from your boy Landshark right there. So we got a few things we're going to talk about today while we watch the Ray Stevenson, the great late Ray Stevenson. I was a fan of him. Ray Stevenson's portrayal of Frank Castle, a.k.a. the Punisher.
So I'm really excited for this. I remember seeing this once, and I have a mixed review on it, so I'm excited to get here and watch it again and get a true Kung Fu Panda review on it.
Yeah, because we was talking off the air here, and you're a big fan.
Yeah, I like Thomas Jane. Now I'm a younger buck in the group, but it's a bias for me. It's the first one I watched and the first one I kind of fell in love with.
So before we go any further, though, like in your ranking of heroes, where does the Punisher fall? Let's say 1 through 5. Is he in the top 5?
Oh, he's definitely in the top 5.
Okay.
He might be. If he's top 5, he's not in my top 3. He's in a fight between 4 and 5.
Okay. All right.
So cool. I got that.
So for me, he's in the top 3. I would go as far as say, as comic book characters go, he's actually number 1 for me.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's a normal man outside of the Marine training.
Yep.
There's a commercial on right now of a Hulk versus Wolverine, and I love that cartoon. If you get to see that, now that's another top 3.
Yep.
Wolvie's a top 3.
Yep.
It goes Punisher,
Okay.
Superman.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Punisher, Batman, Wolverine, Spawn, and a very, very unknown character. Not a lot of people know him, but he was from early Image. His name is Deathblow, Michael Craven. He had a really cool run where he was a special forces guy that got ate up with cancer and ends up finding the Holy Grail. And it's really cool, man. It makes him kind of like invincible, but it's a good little series. Now, I've not caught on to this series in a while, but he's another running gunner. Yeah. Big hulking guy that carries some big hulking weapons.
Yeah.
So, but to me, the Punisher's number 1. I love it. I love the over the top rendition of this movie itself. There's some really cool violence in it. Some really cool kills that was not in Thomas Jane's. Now, as far as Thomas Jane playing the Punisher, he done what you really like, what you said you watched first. Tell him a little bit about his own project that he put his own money into.
So he ended up. So I think this came out around the time that Netflix started doing their own.
No, it was way before that.
It was way before.
Before Netflix.
There's because at the time there was talks of casting a new Punisher, and he was kind of upset at the fact that why didn't you ask me back?
I think he, and if I can remember it, just to look over there. There's Deathblow right there.
Okay.
Yeah. That's neat. And I got some. One day we have to give you a little kind of look around.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's that building's coming, so we're getting a new little room for the.
Yep.
Or the KPLS blow up right there.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is I need to give you a little shout around, but I got a lot of Death Blow comics over there, and there he is right there. But I think that he done that video, going back to Jane right there. I know I messed around for a second. He said something I shouldn't have. We'll talk about bleeping that out.
Yeah.
Going back to what I was saying right there, I think he was really upset with the studio and the way they released his. I've watched the extended version. There wasn't much added to it. Like, there really should have been more violence in it. It is the
See, I see people get that point, but I consider this as more of an origin story. Because this ain't... Okay, well, Landshark's going off camera. Going to press play for this movie. But, you know, that Thomas Jane's Punisher was more of an origin versus what it was. He hasn't became the epitome of the Punisher yet. Right. He was still working into it. Basically, he was just doing his revenge and he was going to be done with it. You know, he would have ended his life at the end of it until he found his reason to keep living. But, you know, the movie did not actually give him his reason. He ended it after he killed everybody. He kind of ended his character development of the story. And that's when Dirty Laundry comes in. Dirty Laundry makes him into the Punisher.
Yeah, and like, you don't know it's him. It was black and white.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And somehow, on a budget that he pushed, Mr. Ron Perlman.
Yeah,
the great Ron Perlman has a little bit of a cameo in it, man. It's really cool. But you don't even know what he's doing. You don't know, like, it comes on, he shows up, you don't know if he's pushing a new movie or what. And then as he's walking off, he throws a shirt towards a kid that he helped, and it's the Punisher skull.
Yeah, and it turns into, like, now he's turned into the Punisher at this point.
Yeah.
He's no longer Frank Castle. You know, that was the whole point of it, and it made sense. And you know, the studio did do him dirty with his film. It could have been a lot better.
And they didn't release a good flick, y'all. I called it the Instigator more than the Punisher because of just the way that he done. You know, he kind of said, "We're gonna do a little spoiler right here. It's from '04, so you should have watched it." Yeah. Which it had a decent soundtrack. And it really did. Seether and Amy Lee track on it that I really liked when it came out. Played the hell out of that song, actually. But he set Travolta up to kind of kill his best friend when Frank Castle would have went in, like Francis Castelloni. And then you talk about my comic book rack, 80% of it is Punisher mags. Like, I got a tattoo on me. I got the Punisher skull on me. You know, I'm a huge fan. So I've dove down the lore of everything I could find on the internet and all that. Even right up to Frankencastle, where he was killed by Wolverine's son and was taken to Dark Marvel and become Frankencastle. He put the parts and he was become Frankenstein's monster. There was a part where there's one where he became a archangel where he was just killing folks. So, I digress once again. I'm all over the place today. It's excited to get to sit down and do this. But Francis Castelloni is violent. Oh yeah, he's very aggressive. And that's his true birth-given name. He changed his name to Frank Castle. A lot of people don't know that the Castelloni name in Marvel is also attached to one of the biggest old-school Italian mob families in the Marvel world. So, but I like the getting ready scene right here. He's a very violent guy. So that's why I really like the overtop version of Ray Stevens. But I think we both agree.
We agree on the newest this generation's Frank Castle is probably
Mr. Bernthal. He's the best of all of them. Now I find something I like in all of them. I like the greedy voice that Thomas Jane brought to it. I even like Thomas Jane's fresh look with the jet black hair, and he was smaller, had the real slim but muscular tone to him. Which Bernthal also brings, but Bernthal brings that intensity. He brings that anger. And then I also, about going back to the Thomas Jane one, I didn't like how the family murdered scene happened because they're in Tampa. They're not in Tampa. They don't change.
They weren't necessarily in Tampa. They were.
They were in Tampa.
They were on a private island.
But the whole thing takes place
I got you.
In the city of Tampa. And that whole, you don't need to be in Florida anyway. Frank Castelloni is a Yankee, man. He's a New York boy, dude. And I mean, there was just a lot as a Punisher realist, and so who's your number one? Like,
out of all the Punishers,
out of all the comic, like if you had to go to your go-to movie for a comic book movie, what is it?
My go-to comic book hero?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna put Deadpool, but he was a big fan of him. I've liked Deathstroke better.
Okay, so that would be like going to Deathstroke the way that they've done the Punisher movie and making like if they made a Deathstroke movie and Slade didn't kill his son, had somebody else kill him because Slade Wilson was an evil dude.
Which is kind of funny. You went to the majority of the heroes, and some of my top guys are villains.
Went to the villains, yeah.
And sometimes the villains make a lot more sense of why they're doing what they're doing.
That's what they say is you when you're younger you love Batman, but when you grow up, Joker makes more sense.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah,
so
John Bernthal did help.
John Bernthal, as far and like we said, we're watching the Punisher flick right now. It's getting ready to get pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
John Bernthal is by head and shoulders the best to me.
Oh yeah.
They all have even the old sickly looking, for some reason, in the 1985 version where Dolph Lundgren played Frank Castle.
Yeah.
He looked sick the whole movie, but I guess because he lived in a sewer or whatever, which is realistic. But the one thing about that is they couldn't, nowhere in the movie did they implement the skull other than it looked like it had kind of caked up in dirt on his back when he was sitting and doing some kind of like little thing in front of some candles. So, but other than that, like the action was fun. It was over the top. Really cool gun combinations in that, which was our total 80s movie. I mean, hell, at one point in time, he comes in through a skyline with an M60 that's attached to a grenade launcher.
I mean, hell yeah.
Just putting him work inside that little legal casino. So there's little things I find about every one of them, but Head and Shoulders is Bernthal. And movie-wise, Head and Shoulders, probably this one. I love this movie because it was just dumb fun, over the top, and it made Frank Castle this huge monster.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like I said, I'm excited to watch this. It's been a while since to get my second opinion on it. But anyway, folks, the reason why we bring this up is it's a very important thing when you talk about training. And Landshark sent me a bunch of videos of some of the stuff he's done, and he's putting in some work. And we got a couple of possibly future partners in the group, possibly future guests.
Definitely guests coming on. I would almost put him as a outside training source.
Yeah.
A gentleman that I've become friends with here recent, and a gentleman who I've kind of met here recent, and I said we become friends. We'll put his name right there. We'll introduce him when he comes on. But you'll never get to see his face. He's a balaclava-clad, workhorse. Now he's a smaller stature dude, but he is a military mind. He's actually a veteran of the Army, not the National Guard, not like that. It's not knocking anything, but he was in the sandbox. He spent time in the full-time military. He was in the Army, and he was a team lead. So he's got some wit about him, some brains about him, and we've been doing some nighttime land nav, man, and some nighttime rucking, and putting scenarios in it, situations in it. And just putting in work. We done close to 4 miles, 5 miles the other night. We start around 10:30, 10:45 at night when it's good and dark, the moon's advertised. We take, plate carriers, loaded rig. I've been running Frankenstein, the AR-47. As my son calls it, the AR that shoots a 7.62. But as we actually met last night, we all talked. So we're going to start putting together a different scenario every Thursday or every other Thursday that we tend to train when we do. And so we're going to start taking more weapons and
Gotcha.
So I'm wanting to get a flashlight mount for the Benelli Informer. And I'm hoping to get to run hit next time with the flashlight, because I do run point, because Landshark is point man of the KPLS boys. So I'm training to become a better point man. I'm training to actually, when I'm sitting here talking to you about this character knows what he's telling you. And I'm not learning it I'm learning it from people that know more than me. I'm learning it from people that are better at it than me. So I'm getting better at this. I'm actually quite decent right now. So, and that's just going with the training that we've done off and on for years. The regular camping trips, the hunting, the stalking, just different stuff. So I'm able to kind of put that together and put together a good little piece of work, man. So, and the gentleman we will develop him a name. He'll be on Fully Clad Brother Coffin, as I said, and this hopefully pops up. This will be him, and this is from the other night. Hopefully, there's a picture there when you all see this. But man, there's 3 of us now. We're looking for actually a 4th gentleman to join this Thursday. 4 man's a fire team.
Yep.
So we'll see, man. We'll just keep working. I'm just gonna keep working and add to the
It's excited, you know. You obviously showed me a lot of training. It's been a good couple, you know, good 2 weeks for you.
Yeah, because I mean, you want to sit here and talk that Landshark's doing training and all that, and let's talk about this transformation, y'all. This man right here is been killing it in the gym.
Yeah,
I've not seen you smoke a cigarette. And
that's the biggest thing I've cut
over a year.
Over a year, that's been done. Yeah, the weight training's been heavy. You know, it was a rough start. You know, I'm an old football player. Right. I used to be a heavy lifter.
And that's not to cut you off. You know, me playing a little college, playing a little semi-pro. When you get back in it takes a second. But now that muscle memory's
it's all back
doing the thing.
I'm hitting weights. My strength's up like crazy.
Good.
You know, I could deadlift over 450 pounds. I can squat over 450 pounds. So, if you get what I'm trying to but no, it's crazy. Like I text, he called me the other day. I'm sitting there working out.
Shot.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there working out. He calls me the other day. I was like, buddy, I need to get me some 100-pound dumbbells. These 80s, I'm working these out like crazy.
So you know, I've been trying this new stuff. I've discovered a vitamin called sativa. I forgot it. Silogit. There it is. Silogit. It is a Himalayan. I'm saying a marijuana one.
You were saying sativa. Come on, bud. It's a children's show.
My early 20s were kicking in right there. But it's called Silogit. It's a Himalayan vitamin. It's actually something that they found in Viking DNA. That caused the Vikings. They called it the weakness killer. So I've been trying to take it. I'm on my 4th dose of it. I can feel the difference. I can tell the difference in the gym. So it's starting to work good.
You know, I'm going to be a big proponent of just getting in the gym in general, just the general health of thing.
Whether you're just
building back that endurance you can have now. You're able to do stuff longer. You're like, this. I used to, hey, I gotta have. If you ever see my little cub, who's no longer an egg-roll, he's a big old boy. You know, before I started, working out, he was a hefty little bugger trying to pick up.
Yeah, he's a chunk. He looks like a little sumo wrestler training.
No, it's crazy. Just the aspect of you get once you start wrapping up this weight again. I'm almost feeling like I'm getting back in my college shape again, back in playing shape, and I'm able to do some stuff and I can do it longer. I feel faster and stuff.
Recovering those younger years.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of leads us in. Why are you talking about the Punisher? Why are you talking about y'all's weightlifting? The training, the weightlifting, the physical.
Yep.
Prepping don't mean nothing if you just sit around the house and buy up guns. Don't get out and work them. Sit around the house, have all that ammo, and not know how to use it. Sit around the house buying up canned goods, buying up water, whatever it may be. If you're just sitting around not getting better, half of prepping and survival is being physically fit, being physically and mentally fit for what you're going to take upon. As the Jack Carr novels, the Tumblr list that James Reese character says throughout every book that I've read of them is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's what you need to get. And that don't just happen by, oh God, I got to bug out, getting off your couch and running out the damn door. It doesn't happen like that. No, this is stuff that you have to prepare, you have to train. That's why we're watching Mr. Frank Castle today, because nobody's more prepared, more trained Punisher. That's why we're going to talk about some of the protagonists that we're going to talk about as we go on in the show. Is being prepped, being trained, and doing it the right way. not just sitting at home watching TV.
Oh yeah.
And watching the news.
It ain't doing you no good
at all. And it's just
shit hits the fan. You don't know what to do.
No,
you're just collecting at this point.
For you Fort Knife people, you're just going to become a equipment dump for somebody that is actually trained. Going to come in your house and take your goods and leave you in a very let's just say pirate way. All right, no quarter given, baby. It is what it is. So get out and work on it. Get out and work on you. And not only if nothing. Okay, so nothing ever happens. Say that. Say we're doing this for no reason whatsoever. At least you're getting out, being active, doing some alpha male stuff, whether you're or alpha female.
Yeah.
Just alpha stuff, alpha human being type work.
You're just bettering yourself as a person. That's at the end of the day. I feel so much better since we've fully embodied all this.
Yes.
I'm better. I feel better as a person.
And we had a conversation today out in my yard. I'm actually getting ready to build I'm gonna start it tonight. I'm building mine and my son a recreational spot because I got a punching bag. I got a MMA dummy. So I'm moving this to the back of the house. Mm-hmm. I found a great little area that's going to make a ring, pretty much. We're putting a sand pit in there and doing some other things.
Yeah.
But I'm putting the punching bag back up tonight in a better spot, and then I'm going to have that. So Miho's getting involved now, and it's right out the back door. You know what I mean? So it's a cool little spot.
Perfect spot.
I'm going to use the front yard.
Ain't no better place to do recreational activities than the backyard.
Right. So I guess is my front yard or is it just open? That's just open field.
That's just open field. You got opportunity though, right?
Yeah, no joke. So, like I said, this episode's a lot about that training getting better, and that's something that me and him was talking about. Yeah. And then me and him also was walking around talking and just kind of just wove some, private information between the Landshark and the Panda. We're going to build our family.
Yeah.
But with some things that's happened today, and they keep happening off and on with certain people, man. We're only going to put our trust in the people that have the same likes, that bring the same positive vibes.
I mean, if I'm not going to put any positive energy, if somebody's not putting positive energy that I bring into me, that I bring my positive energy into them, then what's the point? I don't need negativity around there because it ruins stuff for you.
And just we want to start really surrounding. I am for sure. Surrounding myself around people that, are bettering me.
Yeah, exactly.
If I want to be better at something and I find somebody that's better than that, hey, come to the house, have a meal, let's talk, befriend these folks. Yeah. Then hopefully we gain a trust with each other, but that's what it's got to become for me is just bettering myself, bettering my family. We talk about that a lot, and it's been happening with both of us.
Yeah.
Because healthier, able to play with that boy more, able to spend, more waking hours with the wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just being in a better physical state. So, but that's my little rant on our training that's been going on. So you got your man that's hitting the gym, still working. So there you go. When you're working on your doctor stuff because that's what you do as a physical trainer. You're taping, healing cuts, doing this. So that's a positive thing.
Yep.
You're eating right. You're not smoking, building that lung capacity up.
Yep.
Myself, I'm in the weight room 4 to 5 times a week. I have active off days now where I'll hit the elliptical for 20, 30 minutes at a time, and then my Thursday trainings. I have forgot to say that every other Sunday we have a outside source when we're not doing the show. I'm going to be. I'm going down to a place where I'm taking an outside source.
Yep.
He's going to staple some things to trees, and they're going to be targets. And as we go up, we got to locate targets, live rounds, put it in range, work on moving and shooting. So that's also coming hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And that's going to be with the same guy that I'm training with on the nights right there. So really, this guy's a great dude, good human being, and I'm picking a military brain, making myself better. So, a little selfish right there at the end. But so we got that going on. So let's get into some fun stuff. Y'all come. We hit you with that serious. Yeah. We talking about survival, talking about prepping, talking about training. So let's go to some movie folks that harness that live that type of life.
I can think of two right now off the top of my head, and I know one is. I'm pretty sure you have his quote. You say a prayer to this man before you go to bed, and that's Burt Gummer. If you don't know who it is, and the other one I'm going to bring up is probably one outside of Burt, the next best representation of how a prepping did in any kind of movie, and probably one of the greatest horror series ever was Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2018.
So man, that was such a good flick for a
Yes,
and we won't go down that rabbit hole. We're going to concentrate on Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Even in as bad as Halloween Kills was, the more I watch Halloween Ends, I find more I like about it. So it's kind of becoming a guiltier pleasure.
Yeah.
But Halloween Ends, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So I can't find out I like about that. And she was a totally different representation of who she was in part one. I'm sorry, not part one, but 2018.
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and we got to break it down and let the folks know how she was.
Okay.
Well, this woman prepared to last, 20 to 40 years waiting for Michael's return.
Knowing it was coming back. Firearms
training like crazy, stocking up on every kind of piece of arsenal she can get her hands on.
It was funny because if you look at her arsenal and you look at some of the things she had, it was legal to the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
So she wasn't running around with AR-15s,
lever action shotguns. Trained her family, trained her daughter into it
to the point where her
daughter left.
I can do it.
Yeah. And an aspect of it that I really enjoyed is the fact that how she prepped it is she prepped her house to be the final confrontation with Michael.
Right.
That was the whole plan of it. She knew for a fact that Michael was going to come for her, and there's the only best place she could do is her own home because she has the advantage.
Had the stadium lights, the panic room under the island.
The island in the kitchen. Yep.
Yeah. You don't got an island or anything I can do that. I think we both agree too. Out of the whole, if you're going to go the 78, 79 version, the original 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Out of the four of them, the 2018 version was a outstanding movie, and she was a great because she was able to learn how to fall. She fell off the roof and was able to get up. She was able to get gutted by that huge ass butcher knife he carries around. Like sorry if this is spoilers. I mean, it's
2018
and we're in 2024.
Yeah.
God, it doesn't seem that long ago.
I know it doesn't. I remember not too long ago we did a review of it.
Yeah, no joke. And it was such a good flick.
No, it was just great because it gave a real humanistic aspect of what prepping really is.
Right. And how would you live for that? So, I mean, I survived a murder, and I lived, not myself, but, we've talked about it. One of my favorite people in the world was murdered, and I was only 13. You know what I mean? So, but I knew that if I ever run into him, I wanted to be right. Well, that kind of phase, because it's not a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you find out that serial killer is your brother.
Yeah.
You know that this is a thing. Like, how would you prepare for that? Would you just go throughout life like not Lori, but her daughter wants to do?
Just saying, like you're being delusional. This would never happen.
Yeah. So how?
But,
what end of those spectrum?
But what happened with that? You saying it never happened? What ended up happening?
She didn't make it to part 3.
She
didn't make it to part 3.
But
and then you've got
frankly, dude, that started off like a remakes of every original horror slasher film with a original character that survived that goes into that.
So tell the folks a little bit about they tried to rip it hardcore.
Oh man.
Drop the ball. I mean, drop the ball worse than time.
So Netflix trying to do their interpretation of Texas Chainsaw was really awful. I can't, it's such a bad movie. I can't even think of the character's name. But that survived in part 1. But they brought her back trying to make her a Laurie Strode copycat.
It should have been a legit bring back. It should have been a good callback to a good character.
But if you're gonna go that prep route, you can't have her say, "I've been waiting on this for the last 20 years, and all I got is a 12-gauge shotgun with 3 rounds,
and I'm dead,
and I get cut in half right off the bat."
Yeah,
No,
and I mean, and not by no means, neither one of us are knocking 12 gauges.
No,
we're 12-gauge guys, like we're rednecks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're sophisticated rednecks.
Sophisticated rednecks,
but we're still hillbillies. We're still rednecks. So if you can't claim, especially to be from southeastern Kentucky, you can't claim to be from Kentucky if you don't like a 12 gauge.
Yep.
You're a fake hillbilly. So we've all had to use them one aspect or another, and you just become to love them, and just the way that the tool operates.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not knocking that.
Yep.
That's actually for the person that if you're going after a Leatherface type character and the lore of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Leatherface with the multi-family members, compact area that you might have to go back in because she lived through it, right?
Yep.
So 12 gauge is a perfect weapon for that scenario. Need more than 3 rounds, and just don't come out pumping and hip fire.
Exactly. You got to have training for it. She didn't prepare for the year. She just heard a chainsaw coming up. Well, he's back. I'm ready for this. I haven't done nothing. I've been sitting on my butt, but trying to be a fake sheriff.
Right.
That's all it was.
She was a
sheriff deputy. She
Yeah.
didn't have no absolute training.
Yeah, okay, I forgot that.
She just walked in. It was just a cameo for fan service that they just decided
that they dropped the ball on, and the whole movie was it tried to jab at woke this, and then
it just doesn't work.
And had some woke stuff to like keep the political stuff out of movies. It's starting to ruin a lot of good movies.
The only good thing about it was where he hops on that bus. And I was like, "You're about to get canceled, bro." And he just murders them all.
Yeah, he murdered that whole bus.
That's the only
out of what did you say, about an hour and 30-minute movie?
Yeah.
There was a enjoyable 5 minutes.
That's really all it was, but
yeah. Well, the whining sequence as it was going off, realizing that it was coming to an end, that helped out tremendously too.
Now let's talk about the top tier, the man who started this, the man who that Landshark wishes to be one day.
I don't, just in a different aspect, you know. But I love Burt Gunner from the Trimmers. You know, I got his saying when we log off, and I hope he didn't copyright that by any means. But I love just the thought of his character. You know what I'm saying? Like they, especially part 1, him and Reba had the big bomb cellar.
Oh yeah.
And they were out in the middle of Nevada, so they have fully automatic weapons. You know what I'm saying? They got it.
Pipe bombs.
Am I right? Was that Nevada? They had things like. They were out in the middle of the desert. Let's say that.
I thought it was New Mexico.
It might be New Mexico. Either way, it's a.
If
you've watched anything with New Mexico, those cats will shoot you. So. So, anyway, it's in the desert. They're isolated. He can have a few extra toys. Like I said, they had abilities to make pipe bombs and stuff. Just so they got the way that the whole thing was closed in. It looks like they have a little trailer that they lived in. But they had this big basement that would actually make the Punisher
gun lover's dream.
Would actually make the Punisher jealous. This guy's a gun lover's wet dream. Especially for the 90s, because, you know, there was some cool toys that come out in the 90s, but man, now, good God. Even for civilian use, there's some fun stuff out there, you know what I'm saying?
No, he's just a good character. I think the main thing I liked about him is his ability to adapt to the situation, due to his training he had. He was able to adapt his training to affect whatever. Because those Trimmers evolved way faster than he expected.
What's part 2 after the shocks when he jumps out?
I'm completely out of ammo.
He drops the 2 Beretta mags.
No, he's a really good character. Like I said, he's your man.
Yeah, I like him, man. And if y'all remember Caesar, he sends me little things all the time. And speaking of Caesar, I've been out of touch with him. I just actually told you. My man's doing outstanding. He had some things he had to get right with some baby's mamas, let's say that, and he's come out on the up and up. I'm happy for him stepping up, and he's actually getting ready to be an EMT in an EMT truck.
That's good.
So keep it up, brother. And I know that you watch these, and I know that you check into these. keep it up, my friend.
Good valuable skills.
Yeah,
Anything medical, first aid, or anything.
And the fact that he's a chunk of a person.
Yep.
He's all muscle. I know that for a fact. He's a hell of an athlete, and he's KPLS, man. He's new to the woods, but he's not new to the fight. He's not new to the struggle, so that helps out tremendously.
Yep.
But anyway, as we was talking about Mr. Gummer, and that's what Caesar always said that I reminded him of anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But that's your upper echelon. I mean, you got Lori, who's right there. Then you got him just because of the weapons.
It's almost kind of like Lori is kind of like real world scenario, and Bert's like
that.
You've gotten everything.
Yeah, because I mean, to get what Bert had, you would have to win some sort of lottery.
Yeah,
and you're right. Like Lori's got a good arsenal. You can get a good arsenal. We got good arsenals ourselves. And it's more of a realistic situation. Man, we really got to get together and have a Halloween.
Oh yeah, we got to.
I know it's only the month of April, but we got to get together and have a Halloween something here. Good God, making me think about it.
Speaking of guns, you sent me a little teaser of a firearm you got to try out the other day.
Yeah. So hopefully,
how did you tell me this?
This pops up right here.
Bam.
So, and I got the video of it, so hopefully that pops up right. So I had
an extended pause there for how long that video is.
I got a buddy that's a deputy, so that's another thing. Power lifter or deputy, that he don't get into the big guns as much. I mean, he's a monster himself. He's 6'3", 260 pounds a real.
Well, he's a handgun freak. The last time I met him.
Yeah, he loves his handguns, and he got his hands on, and let your boy be one of the first to shoot it. It was me and him was the first two to shoot a Terran Tactical 9mm Canic. Now, I'm not a big Canic fan. A lot of people are because
Stab's a Canic fan.
They come out, they fit good, but I got to shoot a Terran Tactical. And if you know anything about John Wick, any of those types of movies, any of your Hollywood movies anymore that are coming out, that are pretty big action flicks, Terran Tactical does their training for them. They done Bernthal's gun running and training. They've done Bernthal's. I'm pretty sure they've done his 1911 that he carried in the Netflix Punisher. Anybody that's come out that's wanting to do weapons training right now, they go to the Terran Tactical Group. I do know that we talked last about the Jamie Foxx Netflix vampire movie Day Shift. He does some handgun training there because they're big into doing Glocks and stuff like that. They have a Wilson 1911 that is rock and roll. So I got to run it. So you'll get to know from the video, like, hey, I had a blast shooting it.
It was really upsetting. I figured Landshark, as a good friend and co-host, would be like, "Hey man, come here and try this out." No, I just get a random message. Like, "Look what I did today."
Well, it kind of happened. Actually, we were sitting around the house and we were getting ready to go to my son's favorite place in the world, the flea market. And I was waiting on him to come up the hill from his mama and papa's there. And I got a phone call like, "Hey, what do you got going on?" So I'm going to go to London here. And he's like, "Hey, you got about 20 minutes?" I said, 20 minutes for what? And actually I had about an hour. And he said, "You got about 20 minutes?" I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "I got that gun I was telling you about." I was like, "Oh, because he was actually supposed to get a Glock 45, 9mm with the 17, I think 17 to 20 clip. I can't remember. But calls me. I boring you?
I don't know. I wish I would have gotten about it.
I know, right? But calls me and says, "Hey, I got this," and that's what it was. If everything works and you get to see it, you'll see that there was a really cool. It come with the Terran Tactical box, the Terran Tactical plate. There's the Terran Tactical.
Beautiful firearm.
Yeah, and I got pictures.
Beautiful.
So I'll make sure he's got all this for the next episode. But it run like a diamond. Man alive. No, it's got a compensator on the end of it. No kickback whatsoever. Yeah. So, man's getting tired. We talked about some prepping, some survival.
Yeah, getting tired. I hear you.
We watch this movie right here. This is a pretty cool part. And I know we get to see a lot of it. What you kind of watch, what do you think right there?
you're right. The action in it's pretty epic, pretty brutal.
Brutal. And you can't go into it expecting Bernthal. You can't go into it expecting Jane or even old buddy from the 80s, Dolph Lundgren. But what you gotta expect is over the top comic book fun. I mean, just
that was an easy next step.
Over the top fun, man, and it's okay for what it is, and got some time to waste. I suggest, especially if you're a comic book fan, action fan, or a Punisher fan. If you ain't got to see, you're missing out. So, what else we got, man? What else is on pipe? I know we got a few things that we've been talking about. What's going to come down the pipe? Your season's coming to a slow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get a good vacation coming on, so I'll be able to get on a little bit more.
Yeah,
you've been telling me some special folks up in London want to bring us back twice now to an event and a showcase for them. So I'm excited to do that.
Excited, yeah!
And I'm
spooky season.
I'm working on getting a decent camera for that.
Right. So
I want to do them some justice because they're doing us some justice.
I mean, we're just gonna keep catching this big mo, man. And listen, I was worried. We had a conversation today. We're not going nowhere. We want to get back to some more original stuff. We want to still be out doing things. Summer's coming up. Whether it's taking hikes in creepy places.
Yeah.
I just found out there's a damn ghost story at Cumberland Falls.
Really?
Yeah.
Take a look and see ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're down that way anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I just found out there's a ghost story about a married couple from down there. So there's a few things we can go do. We're just going to continue to talk about it. We got some time to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if y'all like The Storm Is Coming Short, there's some more coming on those too. So we're going to really turn out some stuff, really help push it. If you all log on, you all watch what you watch, you like what you watch, man, subscribe if you haven't. If you have, we love you, we appreciate you. Make comments, share this stuff, put it out there. It helps us, allows us to, bring some funkier content to you, and just have fun with it, man, because we have a blast doing it, right, bro?
Yes, we do.
So, we're your redneck frog brothers, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So those are preppers too. They had a prep to kill the vampires. So I know my man had a long night last night working with the young one. Got anything else you want to say?
That's about it. What I'm going to bring up. I think it's good. I mean, it's just being back to each other, man. It's glad. It's getting back to an old, more familiar format, man.
And then, I mean, this is going to change because, like I said, he's cooking up some ideas for it because it's going to be our. It's going to be on the Landshark compound, but it's going to be our KPLS room. So we wanted to look what you all would expect when you walk into the KPLS lane room. So when you walk into the room, the KPLS Landshark Kung Fu Panda room. So we really wanted to look good. That's coming way before the end of the summer.
It's just a lot of things are exciting. I felt like we had a slow period. Now just things are picking up. And then he sent me a message like, hey, this is happening. They want us to do this. And it's like,
and then I mean, our next episode might be sitting outside in an undisclosed location with the trainer. I mean, we're still waiting to hear that contact back from a certain person.
Still waiting.
So, and we'll see.
I don't know.
But hey.
All I'm saying is, I know I can lift well over 450 pounds.
It's out there. We'll see if anybody crosses that line.
Any final words here, Landshark?
Just as usual, since we're going to sign off and try to finish the rest of this movie, this is your boy Landshark, your cryptic killer, saying it's better to have it, not need it, not have it, so you better go grab it.
This is your boy Kung Fu Panda. Remember, folks, ain't got time to bleed. Keep on moving.
Wish my boy goodbyes. He's got to get some rest. Woo!